26. Leave no space for worry to fill. When you live without expectation, you are already fulfilled. There is no space for worry or discontent to thrive. When you don't have worry, you see things as they are. You don't worry about what might be or might not be. Worry exists only if you give it space. The space for worry is the past or future. The present doesn't hold any space for it. When you allow the mind to wander to the past or future, worry gets created. It includes what is and what is not, based on past experiences and future expectations. For example, if your friend loses his job, you worry about what might happen to your job. Why worry about that now? You already have 100 other worries about your job. Then why add the 101st worry about losing the job when it has not even happened? That is the space in which we should never allow worry to reside. A small story. A mother was preparing a meal for her young son. She emptied a tin of beans into a saucepan and put them on the stove to cook. Just then the phone rang. She was expecting the call and wanted to take it, but she was concerned that her son would be left alone for those few minutes while she was out of the room. She firmly told him, "Stay here while I answer the phone. I'll be back soon. Don't misbehave, and whatever you do, don't put those beans up your nose." We always worry about what is happening and what might happen also. The boy might not have even thought about putting beans up his nose. Now his mother has planted the idea in him. Worry infuses life into many things that never existed in the first place. Now, when the boy puts the beans in his nose, her worry turns out to be true. She concludes that her worries were always right. George MacDonald, a Scottish author and poet, says, "It is when tomorrow's burden is added to the burden of today that the weight is more than a man can bear." If you find yourself overloaded, at least remember this: it is your own doing, not God's. He begs you to leave the future to Him and concern yourself only with the present. When you take care of this moment alone, you enjoy the moment. You create a blissful future because every moment takes birth only from the previous moment. When you are in the moment, you don't think, you only do. It is only when you think that you start creating worries. Worry needs space to think and time to move. Space is yours. Mind and time is the idea that you have of the future and past. Understand one thing, only those who are weak worry a lot. They feel so helpless that they hold tightly onto worry as their hope. Worry can never be hope. Worry is only like a hammock. It goes back and forth. Nothing comes out of it. When you stop worrying, you make correct decisions. There are some people who come to me asking me to make decisions for them. They see outside circumstances as the cause of their troubles. They use these influences as their reason for poor decision-making and see me as an influence in making any new decisions correctly. Sometimes they blame their parents for not educating them properly, for the lack of correct exposure, etc. Your parents did what they felt was right. Feel grateful to them for what they did. They might not have educated you in the right way, but they may have given you many other virtues that made you a good human being. So see the whole and move on. You only have the present under your control. So why waste time living in the past? In the same way, the future is completely open. Anything can happen in the future. You can make the best happen. It is in your hands. It is only when you think of the past and worry about the future that you make the future a replication of the past. Otherwise, the future is completely open. Just through your worry, you end up making the same mistakes in the future. Also, Living Enlightenment, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam.